Where in the world are you from?
I live in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and that's pretty much it. That covers it.
I'm located in the Boston area of Massachusetts, the United States.
IRL, I live in Texas, San Antonio to be exact.
In Manitoba, Canada.
I'm in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia.
Chicago. So do you mean in real life?
I'm in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
I'm from Dublin, Ohio, home of Wendy's Hamburgers.
San Antonio, Texas.
Why do you play World of Warcraft?
It's a way for me to decompress after a long day, and it gives me a chance to connect to people that enjoy the same kind of things that I do and enjoy spending time with me.
A lot of it is story-based. I mean, Azeroth has been existing as an online world for close to 15 years now, and I love that. I mean, it's constantly evolving, it's constantly changing, and it's the closest we have to an actual online universe at this point.
It started out because my ex-boyfriend's older brother played it, and I saw him running around in the Exodar. And it's funny because for the first time I got there, when I was actually in the game, it felt and looked totally different because it was a completely different perspective. But either way, it kind of enchanted me from the moment I saw it there, and ended up trying it out. And after a certain period, you stick around because the community is just fantastic. Like, I play games because I've met friends and I have a whole ton of great memories, and I would just never want to give up the source of that, right?
I started playing just as a way to, get out of the real world and just, find something fun to do along the way.
I guess for me, as I get older, I like having a game I don't have to learn, but I can just keep focusing on getting better. And there is a community. There's fan art. There's streamers. WoW is 50% community and 50% game.
Do you think there's a difference between in-game friends and out-of-game friends?
Not particularly. Even more so for me, because most of my friends live kind of far away from me, so it's not like I have a huge difference between them. I do have like two best friends that I do see from time to time, but they don't really live near me. So the friends that I do online and the friends that I have offline are both people that I always talk with, using Discord or using the phone or mails or video games. I connect a lot with my real life friends playing video games, for example. So to me, there is not that much of a difference.
No, I don't think so at all, honestly. Again, the people that I'm friends with outside of the game, I'm friends with them for the same reasons that I'm friends with people in the game.
I'm definitely a lot more talkative with my out of game friends that I play with in game. And in game friends, I'm like, yeah, we can talk and be pleasant, but I can't really open up in the same way.
So I compartmentalize a lot, and for me, that means that a lot of the people in my that are my real life friends, I would consider, are not aware that I play WoW. And then the people that I play WoW with, I feel I'm much more open with, because they obviously know I play WoW, but then they also know what I do in the real world, and they hear more of the things that I'm interested in.
What do you think of anonymity in WoW, and especially relating to any personal experience with it?
I mean, it has its benefits and its downsides, right? I don't fully buy into the whole concept that everyone feels like they can get away with anything when they're anonymous, because I just believe better of most people, right? But it does feel like a safety net in a lot of situations, particularly when I first started playing and doing stuff online. I was really young, and it was the early 2000s, and my parents had no real supervision over me because, it's the internet. It was a new thing. Nobody knew. And there were a lot of times where people got kind of scary online, and it's really good to be able to approach people knowing that if things go sour, you still have that safety net of they don't know who you are, right?
Well, I mean, certainly there's an anonymity to be had, but on the other hand, you can be as anonymous or not anonymous as you want to be. You can play with real life friends, or you can just group up with people. It's kind of like when you're driving a car and you're singing in your car, and you drive by somebody and you get all embarrassed because you're singing in your car and they're looking over at you, but you get embarrassed, but you're like, I'm never going to see this person again.
I mean, I think it's both a good thing and a bad thing. Bad because people can be mean and insult people and just spew lots of vitriol, but for me at least, it's been kind of empowering being able to go into something like that and without any knowledge of who I am, because I play a female character, they will assume that I'm female, which was really helpful with coming to terms with knowing that I'm transgender and among other things.
What does it mean to be human? When I first started filming this, I won't lie, I definitely had some preconceived notions of kind of what I thought the answer would be. But as I began to interview more and more people from different walks of life and different backgrounds and honestly all different parts of the world, I kind of began realizing that the experiences that I had going into this were by no means universal. And what's more, the human experience is definitely shared, but it's not the same. And additionally with that, I also kind of really began to tap into why picking the medium that I did was so important for this project. And that medium being video games, and that medium being the internet. Because I think at a certain level, and it's ironic to say, but at a certain level, I think that you really start getting into the crux of what it means to be human when you look at human interactions in their purest form. So yeah, going back to that whole idea of the internet, I know the internet is kind of seen as a Johannesburg as you have it, as a wild, wild place, but to me it really does seem to be where humanity itself is distilled, because you don't have, I guess, the distractors of physical forms of appearance, of anything like that. And even more than that, you don't really have the distractors of language barriers, of geographical barriers. And despite, taking all of that away, people from any part of the world can connect with people from any other part of the world and still recognize that connection as fundamentally human. There's something about the internet that takes, I guess, that human empathy that we have and transcends it on a level that I don't think any other species, I guess, could really do. Because we see that through the internet and through video games. Video games and the internet is an artifice, and it's digital, and I know there's a lot of irony in looking for humanity in what's digital, but the fact that we have created this whole digital world and this whole digital setup only to better connect with other people, to me is fascinating. To me, that says that what it means to be human is empathy, but not only empathy on I guess a physical level, but empathy on an emotional level that transcends any kind of boundary. And I also, since I know a lot of people in the interviews touched on it, and it really got me thinking, but empathy doesn't necessarily always mean positive things. The internet is full of Sydney Cartons. It's full of people who are selfless. It's full of people who give everything. The internet really kind of can amplify that sort of, give it all away attitude. But at the same time, the internet also amplifies the whole mentality of Alex and his droogs. It amplifies the horribleness and man's inhumanity to man, and the comprehension that I know exactly what I'm doing and how this is making people feel, and I'm going to do it regardless. The internet kind of picks up on both ends of the spectrum and everything in between, and makes it so abundantly transparent that this is who we are. This is what it means to be human. It's that connection. It's that attachment. It's that emotional understanding, and it's almost that ability to emotionally play off of each other. Humans are a very, very social people. But what's more than that is we've created entire worlds where we can get to know each other better, for better or for worse. What it means to be human is to desire connection so strongly, either consciously or subconsciously, that you create entire artifice worlds and yet somehow in the process find something real.